How you doing? Here's my vlog. It's 9:43, Thursday, September 26th. This is me getting my day started. I had insomnia until the wee hours of the morning. I didn't really check, but it was probably like 2 or 3 or something. And then I woke up at like, what time is it now? 9:44, maybe 9 or something. I usually lay in bed maybe a half hour, an hour after I wake up. Yeah, but I slept last night, so that's 2 nights in a row of sleeping. That helped because I went exercising. So yesterday, I rode my bike 29.1 miles. I thought it was more than that. It was 3,100 and something feet of climbing. Yeah, let's see. I'll click on elevation and see what that does. Huh. Doesn't say, but that's what it looked like. Yeah, so about 30 miles, 29 miles in 2 hours, 55 minutes, and I did 3,100 feet of climbing. So that was about my fitness. Like when I came home, I didn't want to do anymore. I was tired. My legs were weak. So well, my whole body was weak. Like my upper body to hold the bike up, but my legs I noticed were weak. Like actually having trouble pushing the pedals down, like without feeling leg burn or anything. But I managed to. I managed to get up the hill. I started really late because I didn't get out until 2 because well, because I smoked resin. I got high yesterday because I got high the night before because my mom gave me these nuggets because I was at her house, and I was like I didn't sleep the night before, so I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm quitting the weed slowly. So yeah, I looked at my pipe and I had all this goo, and I was like, you know what? I could get so much goo out of this clogged ass thing. Yeah, so I like scraped it and smoked weed and got like really high, and did my bike ride yesterday really high. So I remember riding up. It was like, oh, this is fun and everything, but I can't believe I'm still high as I'm riding my bike. But I went up Lee Hill and then down. I was gonna go up towards Ward, but I started to get kind of tired, and I was almost at the turn off to Ward where it goes right and straight, but my earphones turned off, the battery died, and I was like, oh, that's my cue to turn around. So I put the earphones in the charger and coasted down and put them back on. And when I got to Bio, old stage, so yeah, so I came home and I was just like too tired. Like I was wasted, dude. I was totally wasted. I was too tired to. I felt like how you feel after riding 100 miles. Even though it was only 30, I was too tired to stretch. I mean, I could have stretched if I was in the right mindset. In the future, I will, but so I just was like laying down and watching Fast and Furious movies. I got Peacock like last week or something, so I could see For Those About to Die, which was good. For Those About to Die was good. I'll review it later. They have way too much homosexuality on those shows, though, man. Like Domitian was this raging faggot in that show, like a disgusting, like, you know, Elagabalus or Caligula or something. I was like, really, Domitian? He was the emperor for 15 years. I was like, so I went and I Googled him, I Wikipedia him. I was like, or I asked GTP if he was gay. It's like, Domitian was, he was a, like an autocratic, ruthless leader who probably killed his brother to become the emperor. But there's no mention of him ever having been a homosexual. There's only like one guy who was an actual homosexual, and that was Hadrian, because he had a boyfriend who died. But and they assumed that was homosexual. But then there was like Caligula. I don't remember him doing anything homosexual. He was just like, they're sexually depraved, but with women. Yeah, so I'm watching the show like, damn, did like raging faggots get control of Hollywood or something? Because they just had way too many gratuitous fucking like male on male sex scenes, and it's like there's no evidence of that, dude. You would have like, you know, they would say that. I mean, it probably gets lost in translation, but in Greek writing you would hear that, but you hear that in modern day. Like I really don't think there's any more in the past than there are today. It's that kind of threw me. But there wasn't that much like violence, like people slashing people's heads off. There was a plot line that made no sense, where a guy from one of the main characters' past came back and was angry and for no reason that made no sense, and he was all like, yeah. Anyway, no, but otherwise it was good. The production was good, really good. I felt like I was there. They had some giant like kneeling man statue in the Spina of the Circus Maximus, which was way too big. Like, he was just giant. There was no way they had a statue that big. If they had a statue that big in the Spina of Circus Maximus, it'd still be there. Anyways, so then I watched Fast and Furious, because there was all those Fast and Furious movies on Peacock last night, so I was watching it. And I saw, like, Fast and Furious 4 for the very first time last night. And then I was watching Fast and Furious 5, and then I finally got to sleep, so. One reason I wasn't very strong yesterday also was because I lifted, like, 121,000 pounds at the gym, like 5 days ago, and then I didn't do anything for 5 days. Like, nothing. I just sat around because of, I was smoking my plant, and it just zoned me out. And I never had the chance to get that lactic acid circulated out of my body. And yeah, I was weak still. I was like weakened, in a weakened state from the lifting yesterday. But also I was just mainly I'm just out of shape. I'm just weak. So it's like super slow. I'm here like, oh God, I'm like an out of shape person. Like, generally an out of shape weak person. And if I start training all the time, nothing's going to change that. I'm still going to be an out of shape weak person for like a while. So anyway, so now I'm up, and luckily for me, my only job is to get in shape. Fucking love it. So I'm going to have as big of a breakfast as I can. I'm going to have like oatmeal, and I should get raisins. I'm not going to go to the store before I go to the gym, but have oatmeal, protein drink, banana. See, another reason, like, I couldn't eat much yesterday for breakfast or dinner. I had a crappy food the day before, and not that much, so I know that when I'm getting in shape, when I find myself riding, like on autopilot riding, when my legs are moving, I'm like, oh wow, I've got some strength. Like, you feel like you're on a motorcycle. That's one sign, and I felt like that maybe for a second yesterday. Because you can feel like that even when you're out of shape, as long as you're more in shape than you were before. But another sign, the main sign, is when your appetite kicks in. You know, when you wake up hungry, that's when you know you're back. So, but that before, when I was younger, it would take like 3 weeks. Now that I'm older, it'll take probably a month or two. Because I fucked myself up so much. But my website is in really good shape. Yesterday I was talking about money, and I forgot to mention, like, if I need to make money, like if I run out of money, then all I have to do is like screen record all these videos that I made. I made screen captures on Google Earth already. All I have to do is hit play and record it. And I already, I think, hit play and record. So I could even, of a lot, so I could even upload those bitches, like, right now. The reason I didn't before was because I wanted to put captions on them and stuff, which takes a little bit of time, so that I don't kind of, like, send it out onto YouTube too early before it gets developed. But, so yeah, I should jump into that as soon as I get the time to just maybe a video a day, spend maybe a half hour or whatever getting the right captions on it, studying what's ever on there, or just uploading it, and do one a day on my main channel and be like the historian, YouTube historian guy all of a sudden, I have like an unlimited number of videos, screen captures. That's the cool thing about Google Earth, is if you build something on Google Earth, like if you build something on like a recreation of like a city or a temple with an artist, because I've been seeing it with like AI and artists, it's really cool. I save every one and I join every group that I find on Facebook, but that's just one angle, so it's a cool angle to look at. But if you want the full immersive experience, or if I do, you need to like know where it is and what it looks like around there, so you can feel, the whole vibe. And so that's what's cool with Google Earth. You can do whatever you want. You can zoom in from however far, however quick, whatever angle, whatever direction, and make really cool freaking videos. And the only thing that's worse is that the resolution and the realisticness isn't that as much, but for me, you get used to it, Google Earth is actually good enough. So anyways, I've been sitting here long enough that my actual butt hurts. I can't sit too long before my butt starts hurting, because that's how old and out of shape I am. So I'm going to sit up and eat as much food as I can. And then I'm going to stretch for a whole hour. And then I'm going to go in the gym and see if I can do 200,000 pounds of lifting today, because I did 120 last time. And maybe if I'm stronger, I could lift heavier weight, and then I could do some more machines. Yeah, and get it up to 200,000 a day. I've decided I'm going to stagger for now, for the next maybe 3 months or something, a couple months. I'm going to stagger weightlifting and stretching with riding my bike. Because if I just ride my bike every day, I'll actually make myself worse. I have way too many injuries that'll just get worse and won't heal. Like my hip and all of my like tightness in my hips and stuff, and legs and stuff. So I'd be way, way better off if I just stretch my ass off and lift weights just to wake up my whole body, kind of like the whole thing. And then when I'm healthy and fit, that's when I would start to do the more endurance stuff. Because that endurance stuff is like debatably not even healthy for you. I mean, you can get away with it, I guess, if you're younger, but like when you're old like me, it's just kind of like you're just wearing yourself down. So I'm going to try to strengthen all of my muscles first, and I don't think I'm in it. And and if it makes me heavy and big and muscular, doesn't matter, because once I get fit enough to just do endurance stuff all day long, I will burn all that away, and I'll get down to like 150. I could get to 150 and feel it, like, without even trying. So, I'm like 180 now, or last time I checked. So anyways, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, my mom didn't go to the gym today, so maybe she'll go today. I'll call her today when I'm done eating or whatever, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm in the gym, and I'll be there all day. I was in the gym all day the other day, and she never showed up, so... Because when I'm there doing 200,000 pounds, that's like 4 hours or something, If you're going to meet somebody at the gym, that's a pretty big window. Anyways, so that's what I'm up to. I'm going to go get my day started by trying to eat. And I'm going to take it easy, though, mentally. Like, watch more Fast and Furious, finish Fast and Furious 5, because my brain is still... Because I was thinking about this the other day, like sleep. That dude... Whatever that guy's name is who wrote the sleep book, the sleep doctor, yeah, he was saying that the main purpose of sleep is to get rid of the toxins. And I was laying in bed last night, and I'm like, you know what? I can feel that's what sleep is for getting rid of the toxins. Because when you don't sleep for too many days in a row, you feel hungover. You feel like you're full of toxins. And then your brain gets foggy, and it feels like your brain is filled with toxins. Like it's filled... Like your brain has too much dead matter in it, getting in the way of all the actual brain, because your brain matter deteriorates and has to get, ejected somehow. You know, you have brain poop, and your brain gets filled up with brain poop, and you just like last night, dude. It's a disaster. My brain, I'm basically senile, like because I haven't slept, right? Like you can't form new memories if you don't sleep. I don't have any new memories from like the last 10 years. Things happen, and certain things I barely remember happening. I don't even know what fucking year they happened. So, yeah, yesterday for my bike ride, I was like, I had my glasses. I was like, thank God I have my glasses. And then I lost them, and I looked everywhere, couldn't find them. I'm like, fuck. They ended up being in here. Somehow I dropped them in there. I don't have any recollection. And then all of a sudden, I lost one of my gloves. And I was like, where the fuck did it go? It looked everywhere. I just dropped it. Don't know. So I had to grab another glove. And then I was just like running around for a half hour just trying to gather my things. It took me a half hour. And then I finally left. And luckily I had everything. But that's kind of what it's like. Like, I don't remember anything. I have to... If I want to know where something is, I have to find it. Because I don't ever have a recollection of putting anything anywhere. And... yeah. So anyways, that's all. So that's why I'm not in the mood really to read or anything academic. If it's a 26, I have to take another biweekly history test on the first. I never graded myself in the last one because I didn't have motivation, but I did take it and record it and put it on my computer. So I can upload those later whenever I want to. It's not a big deal that I do it every 2 weeks. I mean, it's a big deal that I take the test every 2 weeks, but not that I upload it every 2 weeks because I'm not asking for anything from anybody right now. Because I was gonna do that and kind of explain stuff on my funding page. You know, once I started kind of be having the time and energy to do that kind of stuff, and I just do not right now. But anyways, I am going to take that another one of the tests in the first, and I can do okay on it because my general history knowledge is good enough just from the reading that I've done that I don't have to have like a healthy brain, so to speak. I don't have to have like short-term memory functioning or anything because it's just kind of like general knowledge. And it's also, I don't have to, it's not necessary to specifically memorize dates either. You know, even though that's what the test is, that's not how you necessarily would train for it because you can triangulate. You can, if it gives you a date, you can go, okay, well, what probably happened in that date? So then you say, well, what happened after that? What happened before that? And then you guess, okay, well, if this happened before that happened after, it would have taken a generation for something so-and-so to happen, and you guess, and a lot of time you get it right. You know, like if they ask you what happened in, say, 1450s, I'd probably be like, I would bet you that's the first widely distributed of the Bible. Because I know Gutenberg invented the Bible, or the printing press, in 1433, and it usually takes like a generation for stuff to catch on. And then if you look, I wouldn't be surprised. There you go. Because, you know, that kind of happened in my other ADs. So that's why, you know, if somebody's like, oh, don't take those history tests because not everybody thinks that way. It's like you don't have to think that way. You could be the person who has photographic memory who only remembers dates and no context, like your Chat GTP. You know, like a soulless engineer who thinks they're better than everybody just because they make money doing engineering, but they have no emotional intelligence. But then you could have somebody with all kinds of emotional intelligence who just remembers context, but they can't get dates to save their life. Those two people could do similarly well. One person could use triangulation, the other person could just straight up try to remember the date, you know? But in order to do the same level, the person who just straight up, the psychopath who just remembers the date would have to be way smarter. And they'd have to train way harder because it's just more difficult. And they would have way more of difficulty kind of like explaining stuff in like a way that makes sense, like and focusing on the things that matter. They'd just be mentioning stuff that nobody cares about, and that would bring their context of the test down. So, because there's two ways you grade it. You grade it based on what points you get, but also what you're paying attention to. Because if you're just some kind of a super, I'm not going to say genius, super like brain memorization person, then you know, you might just be rattling off like inventions of weapons and like massacres, and it's like, oh really, you're interested in weapons and massacre? Okay, well there you go. Who's going to want to hang out with that guy? Who's going to want that guy to be president? You want somebody who memorizes all of the like laws that people made for the normal people. If you get somebody who all they care about is that, it's like, holy shit, yeah, let's get that guy as our president, not Mr. like war weapons designer. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome, dude. My new invention, because people are gonna be able to drop out of school. But my mom still doesn't agree with me. Every time I talk to her, she's like, no, schools need to stay. Everybody needs to go to them. And I'm like, do you remember anything that I said about my website? And it turns out she doesn't, because we never got to that level of the conversation. Because as soon as, like, my mother's wired, and everybody in my family, once you get to the point that there's a disagreement, you can't talk anymore. Because there's, like, stress or something. So all I can do is get to the point where we're not talking, just like every single time I hang out with her, with the hopes that maybe one day she'll allow me to lecture her on the second part in a way that she'll actually listen to me. So, and then I can get her to go, oh, okay, I understand some people shouldn't be licking butthole at schools until they're 23. She still thinks that butthole licking needs to be done. So, anyway, yeah, and I haven't met a single person who, like, has any comment on anything on my website ever. It's the weirdest thing. So, it doesn't discourage me though, because I know that once I do typing on it, and I do videos, I mean, dude, there is so much room for growth on that thing. Like, nothing's done. I could sit around, if I could turn back time and be like 15, where I didn't have to exercise for another 30 years and just sit around, I would do it. Because that website is fucking so good that I could make everybody hooked on it. As long as it's finished. The problem is if it's not finished, it's not... It doesn't make enough sense. And doesn't have enough, like, functioning parts to it. So, you know, like on my CIA World Factbook page, the only page it's actually done is the America. I haven't had time to do any other countries. I think I'm like a third of the way through, or a fourth of the way through Britain. So anyways, that's enough talking for now. I'm going to eat as much food as I possibly can, and then stretch for an hour, and then go to the gym, and hopefully not bonk, and do 200,000. You know, just keep ratcheting it up. All right, talk to you tomorrow.